OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Calliope Games, publisher of Roll For It, Suro, and Enchanted Plumes. They publish tabletop games for players of all ages and skill levels. Their games are crafted to inspire laughter and fun. Board&Dice. Board&Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases, Origins First Builders and Mandala Stones. They recently announced their Ally program, primarily aimed at welcoming and supporting people of color and the LGBTQ+ community in the hobby. Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, publisher of the upcoming game Keystone North America, available on pre-order. Rose Gauntlet Entertainment believes that games are for everyone and that their greatest purpose is to bring people together. Modiphius Entertainment is a British entertainment publisher of the upcoming game Skyrim adventure game and their latest release, Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Known for publishing role-playing games, board games, miniatures, novels, and cool accessories. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Voices, yeah! Yeah.
And we are back. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
And this is Black History Month.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And we are celebrating.
Celebrating.
We have to celebrate the contributions that people of African descent have made in this country.
Yes, and we made a lot of them.
We have.
But unfortunately, it's forgotten, overshadowed, or just no one really knows. Yeah.
Too often people say, oh, I didn't know somebody of color did that. Or African American did that. Yeah. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, and also Martin Luther King said more than just I had a dream. So he had a little bit more to that speech. So,
and there were more significant Black humans in America than Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Rosa Parks.
Yes.
You know,
George Washington Carver.
Yes. The list goes on, but there are so many more.
Yes.
I mean, just the numbers are just almost infinite.
And then another thing, and we definitely have to mention there's a lot of information coming out this month, documentaries, a whole bunch of stuff. Look at them, listen to them, see them, and learn.
You know,
definitely learn.
There's a saying out there that I put out on social media the other day, and the quote goes, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice.
Yes.
So if you really want to know something,
Google it. Google it. Yeah.
If you want to know about Black history in America, Google it. Google it.
Yes.
So, in this episode...
Oh, yes. I'm excited.
We are bringing back Dwayne and Alicia from BlackBoard Gaming.
Yes, and I like the segment, so check it out. Yes,
so they're going to show you how to play a new game.
Yes.
And then we're going to have Tanya Pobuda, which is Schooled By Gru.
Oh, she's going to bring that wisdom, y'all. She's going to bring that wisdom. Yeah.
From an academic perspective.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we're going to have Jazz from the Lobby of Hobbies, and he's going to be talking games, y'all.
And he's going to bring the fun and excitement the way he do it, y'all. Jazz can do it. Yeah.
Yep. And don't forget, we also have that Good Human segment.
From the lady here. Yeah.
So don't miss that.
She's going to bring some wisdom herself, y'all.
So you guys buckle up.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
And check everything out.
Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this segment of Good Humans. This week, I want to touch on a topic called sameness. Now, sameness means the quality of being the same. We have to remember that regardless of race, color, gender, culture, sexual orientation, or proximity, a human is a human is a human, period. And as humans, we share sameness. We divide ourselves based on things that have nothing to do with humanity, such as skin color, looks, gender, money, political affiliation, cultural differences, etc. And I say this because too often we as human beings, we create differences where there are none. But when you strip away those things and look beneath the surface, we are just human. And for the most part, We want the same things: a good life, family, happiness, achievements, acceptance, and last but not least, love. If we take a moment to just focus on those things that make us the same, instead of those man-made ideas, beliefs, and concepts that we call differences, we could learn to appreciate each other from a deeper perspective. And if we could bring that perspective into the board game hobby, it will make our community a much better place to be. Now, being a good human is the ability to recognize humanity in all of its various forms. So thank you again for watching this segment of Good Humans. And as we always love to say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
And we are BlackBoard Gaming.
Today we're going to talk about a game that came out in 2019. That game is Bumúntú.
Bumúntú is designed by Tim Blank and published by WizKids.
Let's go to the table for a brief overview of how this game is played. Bumúntú is a lightweight strategy game based on the culture and folklore of the Bakanga tribes. Descendants of the Kingdom of Congo, the Bakanga people are the largest group of tribes people in Central Africa. A common theme in African folklore is that animals are wise creatures who teach humans to do good and moral things. As a tribal leader, you will follow the guidance of the animals, journeying through the jungle in hopes of winning their favor.
This is the jungle board for Bumúntú set up on the table. The game comes with 80 animal tiles, and those tiles represent 10 animals. You got chimpanzee, giraffe, zebra, tarantula, lion, crocodile, black mamba, elephant, flamingo, and rhinoceros. As part of setup, the players will choose 8 of those animals and then return the tiles representing the other 2 animals back to the box. Then they will take the tiles for those 8 animals, shuffle them together, and then randomly place them onto the jungle board. As you can see, we've already done. So in the end, there will be 64 animal tiles on the jungle board. Next, the players will collect the favor markers representing the 8 animals in play, shuffle them up, and then randomly place them onto this favor board. And that will show you how these animals will score at the end of the game if this is the state of the favor board. So if you look up here right now, chimpanzees will score 2 favor per chimpanzee tile. Here, whoever has the most zebra tiles at the end of the game will get 7 favor, and whoever has the second most will get 3 favor. Down here, the giraffe will score 1 favor per, and all the way down here, the tarantula, whoever has the most tarantula tiles will score 2 favor, and whoever has the second most will only score 1. Now that all that has been set up, each player is going to get one of these player shields that they're going to place in front of them. They're going to get a tribal leader pawn, and they're also going to get a disc of the matching color of that pawn. And they're going to place this disc in front of their player shield so that all other players know which pawn they have on the jungle board. We're going to create a supply of these food chips, and we're going to place it near the play area in reach of all players. And then we're going to randomly select a start player, and the start player is going to take their pawn and put it on the outskirts of the jungle board on any tile. So he decides that he's going to put his pawn here. Second player, say I'm going to put my pawn over here. Third player, I'm going to start over here. And so now the game can begin. So in Bumúntú, it is a set collection game. You are collecting these animal tiles, taking those tiles, placing it behind your player shield so you can score favor based on the current state of the favor board. So on a player's turn, the first thing they could do is they could spend these food chips, if they have any, and use that to move one space for each food chip. So they can move as many spaces as they have food chips. And they can move in any direction, up, down, right, left. We don't have any food chips at the beginning of the game, so we skip to the next step. So the next step, you can either just move your pawn one space and end your turn, or you can move based on the animal that your pawn is standing on. And that's how you collect the tiles in the game. Now, each animal has a different move set, which is explained on the back of your player shield. So you have turn order, how each animal moves if you use that move set, and in-game scoring. So it pretty much tells you how to play the game. So he's sitting on the chimpanzee. The chimpanzee's move set is he moves diagonal any number of spaces. So remember when I say you can move any space, up, down, right, left, chimpanzee breaks that rule. So now the chimpanzee, he decides that he's gonna use the chimpanzee's ability to move diagonal down here. And so now, since he used that move set, he collects this tile, places it behind his player shield. Now, along with the animals on the tile, there's also these other symbols. So this symbol here, at the end of the game, if you have the most of that symbol at the end of the game, you get 6 favor. Second most will get 3 favor. Now let's look over here at this symbol on the tarantula. It has this mask. So at the end of the game, you collect, like for each mask, you get a certain number of points. So if you happen to get 8 masks, you will get 20 favor at the end of the game. This crocodile here is how you get the food chips. So if I collect this tile, I get a food chip, and I can use that later. Let's take a look at this lion. Now this lion has a brown background, and there are 16 of those on the board. Whenever a player takes one of these tiles, then they can change the state of a favor board. So they can switch the spaces of 2 adjacent animals. So if he took this lion, he decides he's gonna move this lion up, Black Mamba down. So now he's trying to make it where he can score more points for the lion. Now, whenever those tiles with the brown background, whenever they are all removed from the board, the game will end and we will go into final scoring. We would take our disc, place it up here, and then start counting up our points based on the state of the favor board. We would count up those masks, count up those crosses. Whoever has the most cross will get 6 favor. And then once all that's done, whoever has the most favor will be the winner of Bumúntú. Bumúntú is for 2 to 5 players, ages 10 and up. It lasts about 30 minutes. As you can see, it's just a really lightweight abstract strategy game.
I really love those tiles. They are so pretty. And I really like that each animal has its own moves. That's cool.
Yeah, I think this is an easy game to introduce to family.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's how we feel about Bumúntú.
This is Tanya Pobuda, and this is Schooled by Gru. This month's episode is all about representation in board game artwork and in the player community. And this is a look at how representation on board game cover art impacts longtime board gamers. This is Schooled by Gru, an exclusive series for Our Family Plays Games Voices, where I do a deep dive into my PhD dissertation research and share with you the findings before the rest of the world sees it, exclusively on Our Family Plays Games. In this month's episode, we're going to be looking at what people are looking for in support of board game representation. And this was me conducting my PhD research and asking questions of board game enthusiasts centered on representation issues in board gaming. I conducted a visual analysis of the top 200 Board Game Geek ranked games, counting nearly 2,000 figures, which included human representation as well as any fauna, and that included fictional creatures as well. And what I discovered was you're more likely to see an alien, an orc, an ogre, a creature that does not exist than you are to see an image of a human woman. One really troubling finding in my research was on those top 200 ranked Board Game Geek games, you're more likely to see an image of a bird than you are the image of a Black, Indigenous, or person of color woman on these covers. I conducted a survey in late 2020 of 320 avid board game participants who board game on a self-reported basis 70.7% of the time, at least once a week. And these avid board gamers weighed in on issues of representation. What was also really interesting about the participants of my PhD dissertation survey is many of them, the majority of my sample, had been board gaming for over 11 years or more. What was also really great about my PhD dissertation survey is I intentionally recruited for diversity of my sample, and I wanted to make sure I was hearing from the voices of women, LGBTQ+, non-binary participants, trans women, trans men, agender individuals. I wanted a diversity of gender identities as well as racial identities to fill out the survey. And what I got was a sample size of 60.4% women, including trans women, in the survey, because I very much wanted to hear from underrepresented voices in the board gaming community. The other wonderful thing about the online survey is I had terrific representation and participation from LGBTQ+ gamers who were really, really invested both in the hobby and in the industry, and they represented just over half of my sample. About 20.4% of the participants of the online survey self-identified as Black, Indigenous, or persons of color. That was a little lower than I wanted, but it definitely got a great participation rate from very, very active BIPOC board gamers in this sample. And of course, I wanted to know if representation mattered to board game enthusiasts. And what I got back was overwhelming passion that in fact it did matter to them greatly, at 84.9% agreeing or strongly agreeing that positive representation of gender and race was incredibly important to their enjoyment of a game. The other thing that people delved into was the labor of board game design. And I asked the question, were you more likely to purchase a game designed by a Black, Indigenous person of color, and got back 56.9% agreeing or strongly agreeing with that statement. And in the survey, I got comments as well, people writing in saying things like this, where gender representation, they argued, is getting a little bit better, but racial representation is lagging far behind. I also got comments like this one talking about Asian representation on board games and how it's woefully limited. I also got a lot of comments like this one, where white board gamers are saying we don't need to see more white representation on board game artwork. And in fact, they weren't looking for that at all. They wanted new experiences, different stories told. This is my second episode of Schooled by Gru for Our Family Plays Games Voices, and this is a deep dive into what board gamers, enthusiastic board gamers, are looking for from publishers in support of representation in gaming and gaming labor. Thanks so much for listening, and this has been Schooled by Gru with Our Family Plays Games. Thanks so much for listening.
What is going on, everyone? This is Jazz from the Lobby of Hobbies, and it is Black History Month. And as we celebrate the amazing Black men and women who have paved the way for this country, who are, the trailblazers, the pioneers, as you can say, who have opened the doors for many Blacks and minorities in this country to be able to accomplish the dreams that they set their mind to, right? But you've heard Mick and Starla say it before, Black history is American history, so we should be celebrating it all year long and learning about these amazing individuals. And, not only looking at the past, but also the present, the people who are, making a difference now as well, because our younger generation can look up to them and they can say, I can do that too. And if it hasn't been done, they can be the first ones to do it. They can be the pioneers and the trailblazers. Now, I wanted to share with you a game in my collection from a board game designer who is Black and who has made an incredible game. I'm going to share for you. So I'm going to give you this review, and right off the bat, I love the game. But if you enjoy party games, if you enjoy drawing games, you need to check this one out. This is MonsDRAWsity from designer Eric Slauson, and this is from Deepwater Games. Now, in MonsDRAWsity, I'm going to give it to you very quick because this is a very frantic game. You take on the role as a witness while the other players at the table are members of DRAW, the Department of Recording Anomaly Witnesses. That's how you say it, all right? Now, they are going to be the sketch artists, and you are going to draw a card from a deck, and this card is going to be the creature that you witnessed. Think, X-Files type-esque. You're going to look at this picture, and you're going to, try and memorize everything you can about this picture in just 20 seconds. You only have 20 seconds. The eyes, does it have ears, wings, claws, whatever the case may be? Is it like drooling? Every little inch in detail that you can in just 20 seconds, because immediately after those 20 seconds are done, you're going to throw that card down and you are going to start describing that creature to everybody at the table. They're going to take their draw pad, they're going to take their dry erase marker, and they're going to start drawing what you describe, and they can ask questions as you go along. Now, this gets frantic, like I said. That's why I'm giving it to you quick, because that's how this game works. You have 2 minutes to describe, and they have 2 minutes to draw, and they're going to be asking questions. Questions are going to be flying around, and you are going to try your best to, keep a track of those questions by giving them a good, accurate description. And once those 2 minutes are done, players are going to stop drawing. They're going to take their drawn picture and all throw it in the center of the table. Not throw it, but place it in the center of the table. Everybody is going to look at those pictures, and the witness, you, are going to make a selection secretly on which one you think best fits this picture, but from memory. You can't look, you only had the 20 seconds to look at it, all right? So after that, you're going to make your selection, keep it secret, and then you're going to flip over that card so that everybody can see the picture. All players will vote at the table, and they cannot vote for themselves on which image they think best matches the picture that was revealed. And whoever got the most votes is going to get a point. Now, you, the witness, are going to reveal your selection, and if your selection matches the one that received the most votes, you will get a point as well. But if it doesn't match, then the person you selected is going to gain a point. Everybody is going to get the opportunity to be the witness twice, and then you're going to tally up points, and whoever has the most points wins. Yes, that was quick, but that's because this game is frantic. 20 seconds is not enough to remember this picture. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to spoil it for you. There are some amazing decks of cards of these, and it says stop, do not go any further because you don't want to see these images. When you're ready to look at them and ready to play the game, that's when you look at them. There's so many amazing cards. There's so many expansions. There's one called Cute Creatures that is out. There's another one called Unusual Suspects or Usual Suspects that is coming from Kickstarter and it's supposed to be delivered later this year. Definitely check this one out if you are a fan of drawing games, if you like madness, craziness at the table. And trust me, 2 minutes is not enough to draw a picture. I tried to describe this image to my wife, and she is a significantly good drawer and probably drew something that better than what I would have drawn. This is her picture, and I just am a terrible describer. I can't memorize every little detail. I couldn't even explain the eyes because I didn't remember about them. I was trying to get everything else in. But this is one that is fun. You'll have lots of laughs at the table. So if you like drawing, if you like party games, if you like laughs, this one plays up to 8. Definitely check out MonsDRAWsity from Eric Slauson and Deepwater Games. But I'll check you guys out on the next one.
Wow.
Yeah!
Another great episode.
Yes.
Love our contributors.
Yes. and I really love what they bring to the table.
Yes. Something different, something unique.
But I'm glad those voices can be heard.
Yes.
And
I'm happy
so
that we have a vehicle or a way for them to be heard. I'm so happy. Even though most of these people have their own channels, but we're happy to share them on our channel.
Now, let me tell you, Dwayne's shirt, I like that. I like Dwayne's shirt.
That's a pretty
That
good
was cool.
shirt.
That was pretty cool. I like that.
Alicia is no slouch. She came with the dashi.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Loved it.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. So
we
really thank all of them for everything that they do for OFPG Voices.
Yes. So now, Starla, let's talk about that merch.
Well, we have OFPG Voices shirts.
Yes, we do.
So if you haven't got one, now is the time.
Let's support it. Yeah. Let's support
wear
it.
OFPG Voices with pride.
Let's do it. And Starla, where can you find OFPG Voices out here in the social media world?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games and OFPG Voices,
Yes.
you can find us on Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
Twitter,
Yes.
right here on YouTube.
Right here.
So that's it.
That's it.
Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, now family, definitely check us, definitely communicate with us, talk to us. We love hearing from you. So keep on, because we love talking to our OFPG family. Now, another thing, family, always know, we love you.
Bye,
All right.
everybody.